here. Perhaps move to approve the agenda. Second. Councillor Croft, Councillor Smith, giving and seconding. All those in favor? Contrary, motion carries. Adoption of the minutes of the meeting held February 13th. Okay, Councillor Erickson moving. Seconded, Councillor Daible. Questions or comments pertaining to minutes? All those in favor? Thank you. And we have a couple of delegations here tonight. We're fortunate to have with us our local RCMP Staff Sergeant Paul Redner, and we'll be introducing Mr. Bryon Massie, the new RCMP Superintendent of the Upper Fraser Valley Regional Detachment. So, Mr. Redner,
thank you.
Yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Councillors. Good evening, all. So, somewhat organized here. It's been a while since I've stood in front of you, and some changes have happened. Obviously, I'm still here, but we have a new boss that oversees the Upper Fraser Valley Regional Detachment. He came in, started in January of this year. He's been in this area previously, so he's has some previous knowledge of the area. I'll let him take care of that portion, but without further ado, I'll introduce Superintendent Bryon Massie.
Hi, Carl. Thanks very much, Your Worship, Council. It's a pleasure for me to come and kind of introduce myself tonight. I think I tried to get on your agenda a little earlier in the year. I kind of set out a goal in my mind here just to get before all the respective councils in the regional areas within my first month. But again, I do appreciate how busy everyone is, and I'm very thankful that you're able to slot me in tonight here. So it's a little bit about myself. I've got over 37 years of policing. I think I've been policeman longer than your local media person here has been alive. So, but anyways, it's a little bit about myself. I spent the first 7 years of my policing career in a small town halfway between Salmon Arm and Kamloops, Chase, right on the Shuswap Lake. Thoroughly loved it there. Then I got, of course, in Mountie style, where they moved me on into the city of Chilliwack. And from 1989, so from 1989 to 2007, I worked in the city of Chilliwack. I actually spent a short time out in Agassiz, covering off for people that were pulling on, transferred on, and during the time that position was filled, and I spent a little bit of time out in Boston Bar. There's a little forestry cottage 38 feet from the highway, just as you come into town. I know it's 38 feet because I went up and measured it one day after listening to all the semis go by overnight sort of thing, and they saw the police car parked beside there, so what do you think they would do? Because it's in 2 o'clock in the morning, they just kind of let you know, hey, we're just going by. Well, I got to measure this, so, you know, threw a tarp over top of the police car for the next couple of nights. But no, it's this is a great area. When I left in 2007, I went further west to into the Metro Vancouver area to you know, learn some more, keep you know, my learning curve up, and did some administrative stuff, and then back into an operational role. So into the Surrey area, where we had a management area for all of the Lower Mainland. Worked there for a short time with the senior managers there, then got commissioned to the inspector role, and again became a regional duty officer, regional supervisor. So it fit my lifestyle very well, and again my thirst for operational duties, because as a regional duty officer, my area was from Pemberton, Boston Bar, and everywhere in between. So and I'm sure Carl can appreciate what I'm saying, because he's very skilled in his critical incident command and stuff. Just has to kind of go where the job takes you, sort of thing. So I did that for 4 years, and got back to detachment level policing in Coquitlam. Spent just a little over 3.5 years in Coquitlam, dealing with the city of Coquitlam, Port Coquitlam, and or Belcarra. A very similar setup just as to our regional area here, because we have a lot of distinct communities. Everybody's got their own distinct needs and policing issues and that sort of thing. So I'm looking forward to, you know, engaging in the community and you know, meeting people and that sort of thing. And so, like my introduction tonight, you'll probably see me at anything policing wise comes up at council. If I'm able to make it, I will certainly be here. It's actually 25 minutes from my house. I live in Poplar area there. So yeah, so it's not that far away. Although I thought that I'm gonna have Snowmageddon here when I came out here, but it wasn't that bad. So, but no, it's, again, back in 2004, 5, and 6, I was part of the I guess the worker bees that came out and did the community consultations for the different areas. And I know there's special things, special needs that each community has. And you know, Boston Bar is different than Hope. Hope is different than Agassiz, Harrison, and that sort of thing. So we need to really, or I need to really ensure that we have our stick on the ice for that sort of thing there. So I look forward to engaging with yourselves and with the community. We're probably going to start rolling something out here in sometime in April. The matter is just taking on the role here in January, so we want to get my feet wet and get that going right. Again, Boston Bar, I remember we had to pick a special night because you didn't want to mess with bingo night. If you had bingo night, you weren't getting anybody, and so you had to kind of face off with us. We met in the bowling alley in Boston Bar, and so like, you know, it's just those small town things that you get a real understanding for, and that's the type of thing that really pleases me coming back and placing in my own community. So I look forward to, like I said, look forward to working with everybody. So thanks very much.
Thank you very much. And just speaking to the hiring process that I was involved in, when we selected Superintendent Massie, we had 4 candidates to choose from. They were all very capable individuals, but and this is not to blow smoke in your general direction, Superintendent Massie, but you definitely came out as a clear leader amongst the candidates, and we're certainly glad to have you. I was involved with the mayors from the other communities, Chilliwack, Agassiz, Harrison, and of course Hope that I was representing. So yeah, we have high expectations. So
I'll hold my feet to the fire. That's, I think that's what like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. You make me accountable, and I've known this. Your officer in charge out here, your NCO in charge, I've known him right from the first day he came from Depot to Chilliwack. And that's the, so I've known him for a long time. And you know what, you know what, his skill set as a police officer is exceptional. His skill set as an administrator is, you know, it's equal. You know, so you're very fortunate to have someone with his ability. He cares, and I think that's a big part of it. Yeah. So.
And maybe on the subject of timely thank you, as everyone's well aware, there was a major incident up the Coquihalla Highway yesterday, and I know there were quite a few police officers on scene to help deal with the mess there. So I don't know if you have a mass email you can send out, but just on behalf of Mayor and Council from Hope, if you could be so kind as to thank everyone that was there to
For
help
sure.
out.
I know there was quite a contingent of our first responders, fire, ambulance, and police, and they came from everywhere. And you know, and then there's just such the positive media, the international media, because it's out there, and just as to what your community has done, you know, and just getting those people off the highway, and you know, getting them someplace warm and getting them in a position so they can move on a lot quicker than, I think it surprised a lot of people. They don't realize just kind of machines out here, so it's kind of nice too. So everyone works so well together, and again, that speaks for the caring aspect, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for sure.
True enough.
I'll send something up to Bryon here for sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We'd like to take a few moments of your time today, just as a recap for our year. We obviously, as you well know, and probably discussed it before, statistical analysis that we do take on. So this is an overview, albeit a very brief overview of our 2017 crime stats, or stats that we've taken, obviously over the course of 2017. Emily, I'll reach out back to you so that I know that we have a smaller portion of the populace this evening, but it'd be something that bears that the rest of the community would probably be wanting to know or should know. Some of the numbers probably won't need to really focus in on, because it's obviously it's a document that was produced for the Upper Fraser Valley Regional Detachment. So there are some numbers up there that are not maybe germane or important to you, but they're there nonetheless. The focus, if you look on yearly file counts, and I'm sorry if I'm more of a door than a window to some of you, and I'm trying to move around to be the moving target so all of you can see. You can see that we had a rise in files, calls for service to the Hope CPO office. Not a substantial rise, but enough, obviously a 5% increase from the previous year. That, of course, will be, I'll talk a little bit more in depth about that in the next slide that comes up. It's just, again, a number representative that it was a little busier for us last year. So the bar graph really represents the same. It does break down the fact that we do curfew checks upon those people that have been provided through the courts with a curfew.